On September 12, God says, "Tonight at 12:12 a.m. a miracle is arriving at your house. Ignore this, and the angel will pass you by. Open immediately." There are days on the calendar, and then there are divine appointments. September 12 is not just a date, and 12:12 a.m. is not just a time. These are coordinates in the Spirit, moments aligned by heaven's hand, chosen for supernatural visitation. This is a moment etched into the eternal record, sealed with holy urgency. This message is not for everyone. It is for the one who knows that heaven speaks in signs, in patterns, in whispers, and in warnings. At 12:12 a.m. the angel of the Lord will pass through the land, not as a symbol, but as a manifestation of heaven's intent. This is not coincidence. This is not numerology. This is not random. This is the divine clock aligning with your earthly address. And the miracle, it is en route. It is airborne. It is already being carried on wings unseen. A miracle is coming directly to your doorstep. Yes, to your house. Not next door. Not across the city. To you. But herein lies the weight of the message. You must be awake. You must be ready. You must open. Because the Spirit of the Lord is sending the angel with an assignment, and he will not knock twice. Ignore this message, and the angel will pass you by. Delay in the Spirit is denial in the natural. Heaven is on a schedule, not on standby. You are not being invited into inspiration. You are being summoned into obedience. You are being given notice. Your posture tonight determines your portion. Your readiness determines your reception. And what does it mean to open? It means to silence every voice that argues with faith. It means to cancel doubt with stillness. It means to sit with spiritual anticipation and let nothing distract you when heaven draws near. This moment is not for the crowd. It is for the awakened, the watchful, the obedient. For those who have endured the waiting, the warfare, and the weeping, this is the delivery. And heaven has marked your house as the destination. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is now activated. By 12:12 a.m. heavens have arrives. Hear now the voice of the archangel, messenger of the Most High, sounding across time and into this very hour. This is not a call for the faint-hearted. This is a summons for the awakened. Let every ear that can hear be alert. Let every heart that can burn be stirred. For I, Michael, commander of the Lord's army, stand before you with this urgent decree from the throne of heaven. Prepare yourself. By 12:12 a.m. heaven is coming to your house. Not in metaphor, not in mystery, but in manifestation. God has sent forth his angel, not to speak, not to warn, but to deliver. Deliver what has been delayed. Deliver what was locked away in the chambers of heaven. Deliver what you cried for when no one heard, and believed for when everyone doubted. And this hour, yes, this very hour, has been chosen by the Lord as your midnight of miraculous interruption. You must understand this clearly. This is not an announcement. This is a holy dispatch. Heaven's schedule does not bend to man's distraction. The angel is not on standby. The miracle is not waiting for your convenience. It is coming. The only question now is, will you be awake when it knocks? 12:12 a.m. is not just a time. It is a prophetic marker, a spiritual alarm. a divine countdown. It is the moment when heaven's atmosphere intersects with your egress. And in that intersection, only those whose spirits are tuned will rise to receive. The door will not open to apathy. The door will not swing wide for comfort. This miracle answers only to expectation and obedience. There are many who will sleep through this visitation and never know what they missed. But you, child of fire, have been marked. Your walls have been written upon. Your name has been called in the high courts of heaven. You are not here by accident. You are not reading this by chance. This is divine placement, and the fact that your eyes and ears are aligned with this word is proof that the angel has already drawn near. There is an urgency that cannot be explained, a stirring in the spirit that disrupts your night and unsettles your soul. That is not fear, that is the holy tension before a miracle manifests. You are feeling the wind before the breakthrough breaks. You are hearing the steps of the angel as he nears your door. And listen well, not everyone will hear this knock. Not everyone will feel this shift. This visitation is for the obedient, for the yielded, for the quieted ones who have kept their lamps burning in the dark. Heaven's envy moves when the atmosphere aligns, not with noise, but with reverence, not with fear, but with faith that listens. So I tell you now, quiet your soul, hush the doubt, and prepare the altar of your house. Let your spirit say yes before your flesh can argue. Because by 12:12 a.m. what you have prayed for is going to arrive, not as theory, but as reality. And the angel will not wait. He will move through the land. He will pass many by. But he has orders: if the door is open, he will enter. If the spirit is awake, he will deliver. If the soul is ready, he will release. This is your moment to awaken. Not tomorrow. Not later. Not when it's easier. The time is now. The miracle is already in motion, and the angel is already walking toward your door. Heaven does not speak in vain. Heaven does not stir the waters without intention. And tonight, as the clock strikes 12:12, the waters will part and the answer will enter. Type "I am awake" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 444 is now released over your household. You have been watched but not fully known. There is something stirring in the unseen realm, something that eyes have not yet discerned and ears have not fully grasped. You have been watched. Yes, watched. Watched through the lens of jealousy. Watched through the eyes of those who smile in public but war against you in secret. You have felt it, that unshakable sense of being observed, not by heaven alone, but by those who do not understand your calling and cannot explain your resilience. But they do not know the whole truth. They saw the outer struggle, but they didn't see the inner war. They noticed your posture, but they missed your pain. They commented on your endurance, but they never felt your private sacrifices. And now, as September 12 approaches, as 12:12 a.m. nears, the spirit realm is trembling, because your miracle is not just a blessing. It is a reversal, a public unveiling of a victory that was won in private. There have been strange movements in the atmosphere lately, haven't there? The subtle feeling that something is about to break, and yet you couldn't quite name it. The sense of disruption, of something shifting beneath the surface like wind before a storm. This is not random. These are angelic movements. Whispers in the corridors of glory, shuffling in the shadows of your spirit. You are being prepared for something that has never touched your house before, and the enemy has noticed. That's why there's been an increase in irritation. That's why your sleep has been broken, your thoughts unsettled, your emotions stirred. There are watchers, yes, both divine and demonic, monitoring this moment because it is a holy one. It is not merely the arrival of something good, it is the delivery of something strategic, something timed, something that shakes the enemy's plans to the core. Someone around you senses it, but not with celebration, with envy, with suspicion. They have sensed the favor drawing close, and they do not understand how someone like you, someone they counted out, could be next in line for heaven's hand. And though their words have been quiet, their spirit has been loud. They have spoken against you in rooms you were never invited to, but the angel heard it, and God has already responded. The Lord says, I have gone before you. Before their plot could take root, I planted protection. Before their plan could flourish, I established boundaries. They cannot stop what is coming. They cannot override what is written. Your name hath been sealed in the scroll of midnight miracles. You've asked, why now? Why me? Why here? And I tell you, because this moment has always been yours. The delay wasn't denial. It was divine disguise. Heaven has hidden your blessing from your enemy so that it could arrive undisturbed. You were never forgotten. You were protected by silence. You are standing in the thin space between the seen and unseen. You are the one heaven is watching, not because of perfection, but because of persistence. The pressure you felt was not punishment. It was the squeezing before the sudden release. Get ready. Stay quiet. Stay low in your spirit. Stay fierce in your faith. Because at 12:12 a.m. the mystery will reveal itself, and what you feel now as tension will explode as transformation. And every watcher will see it, but only you will carry it. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. You felt the watchers. You've lived through the unseen battles. And now, you stand on the edge of your divine turnaround. If this word is resonating with your spirit, it's because God is activating something deep within you, and someone else needs the same encounter. I feel led to say this right now. Your obedience unlocks someone else's miracle. When you support this message, whether through super thanks, membership, or a donation via the PayPal link in the description, you're not giving to a platform. You're sowing into the souls that need this prophetic word in their darkest midnight. You're helping this word reach the weary, the broken, and the almost forgotten. Let the oil of obedience flow through you today. As the word says, He gives seed to the sower, and I declare, as you sow, you will reap the same miracle you are helping send. Your support is not small, it's sacred. This is not a suggestion. This is a moment of prophetic alignment. Act, give, and release what God is putting in your spirit. The heavens are open, and your generosity is part of the outpouring. This midnight visitation is not just a miracle, it is a test. The hour is approaching, and with it comes a divine confrontation. You must understand, what is about to take place at 12:12 a.m. is not a random event. It is a spiritual proving ground. A moment orchestrated by heaven to test your posture, your patience, your readiness, and your obedience. This is not simply about receiving something. It is about being found faithful when the Spirit draws near. Midnight has always been the battleground of destiny. It is where darkness believes it has the final word. It is the hour of shadows, the hour when confusion whispers, when delays mock, and when discouragement tries to settle in like smoke. But just as darkness reaches its peak, that is when heaven strikes. God does not delay his deliverance to punish you. He times it to defeat the enemy's illusions of victory. The enemy knows this moment is sacred. That's why you've been under pressure. That's why you've been distracted. The attacks haven't been random. They've been targeted, calculated attempts to pull your focus away from the hour of visitation. Doubt was not a feeling. It was an assignment. Fatigue was not just physical. It was spiritual warfare. The sudden chaos, the small disruptions, the emotional spikes, all of it was meant to interrupt your expectation, to keep you spiritually asleep when heaven begins to move. But here is what the Lord declares. Your door is marked. Marked with mercy. Marked with fire. Marked with promise. The blood of the Lamb still speaks, and it covers your household. The angel is not looking for perfection. He is looking for posture. Are you still standing? Are you still believing? Are you still listening? Then you qualify. Heaven recognizes you not by your strength, but by your surrender. There are those who will miss this moment because their hearts have grown numb. They've been pulled into arguments, distractions, endless scrolling, and spiritual passivity. They've allowed the enemy to lull them into sleep at the very hour when they should be watching. But you who have remained alert, even if weak, you are the one the Lord is coming for. You are the one who has been chosen to host this midnight miracle. And make no mistake, obedience is the doorway. It is not about knowing everything. It is about yielding everything. When the Spirit stirs you at 12:12 a.m., will you open your heart? Will you be still? Will you allow heaven to move through your silence and your surrender? The angel does not need you to perform. He needs you to receive. This visitation is not just for deliverance. It is a declaration, a hellost, that heaven is responding, that the one who endured the hidden battle is about to receive a public breakthrough. But the outcome hinges on one thing: your response. Will you open? Will you welcome the divine into your midnight? Let me speak plainly. You cannot afford to be distracted. You cannot afford to treat this message like motivation. This is prophetic instruction, and your alignment will determine the result. When God sends a miracle, the enemy always sends confusion. When heaven is near, the enemy gets loud. But you must quiet your soul and fix your eyes on the Lord. Because if your spirit is open, the miracle will not pass you by. You are standing in the balance between breakthrough and bypass. Choose breakthrough. Choose obedience. Choose stillness. Choose surrender. Heaven is not just visiting, heaven is testing. And the test is simple. Will you be open at 12:12 a.m.? Type "My door is open" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3131 is now sealed over your spirit. The blessing is on its way, but so is the battle. There is a moment just before the manifestation when the tension intensifies, the warfare spikes, and the pressure becomes almost unbearable. That is not a sign that you've missed it. That is the sign that you are right on time. The spiritual climate always shifts before heaven delivers. And tonight, at 12:12 a.m. What is coming toward your house is not just a miracle. It is a clash of realms. The delivery of heaven is approaching, but so is the interference of hell. Someone is watching you in the natural realm, someone whose intentions are not as innocent as they appear. There have been a plotting, a conversation behind your back, a plan forming in the shadows. And though you may not have seen the full picture, your spirit has sensed the stirring. You felt the unease. You've noticed the shift in someone's tone, the delay in their response, the coldness in their support. Do not ignore it. Do not excuse it. It is spiritual. But the Lord says, I have gone before you. Before their thoughts formed, I intervened. Before their words reached your ears, I deflected their sting. There is an enemy of your elevation who thinks this moment can be stopped, but they are too late. The angel is already dispatched. A miracle is already en route. The oil is already flowing. Yet take this warning seriously. In the 72 hours following this midnight visitation, the conflict will attempt to escalate. Yes, within 3 days after the 12:12 miracle, the enemy will test what you receive. But what they don't understand is that the blessing came with covering. The miracle is not fragile. The protection is not shallow. You are not walking out of this visitation uncovered. You are stepping into the next 3 days surrounded by fire, led by angels, and sealed by obedience. There is a threat moving toward you, but if you are awake and aligned, you will not experience it as a breakdown. You will witness it as a setup for vindication. The very thing meant to discourage you will turn into divine confirmation that you are indeed chosen. What was sent to confront you will be the stage where heaven proves your victory. Do not be surprised if strange situations arise after the visitation. Do not be alarmed if people begin to reveal their hidden nature. What was concealed will come into the light, and that light will not expose you, it will expose them. Because when the angel comes to your door, truth follows him. Masks fall. Motives are revealed. Hidden assignments are uncovered. The Lord is saying, stay the course. Let no voice pull you into distraction. Let no drama bait your spirit. Let no attack make you doubt your anointing. Because the moment your miracle arrives, hell will try to steal your reaction. But this time, you will not hand over your peace. This time, you will not retreat. This time, you will recognize the war for what it is, confirmation that heaven just made a deposit at your address. The countdown is already ticking. The angel is already moving. The heavens are leaning toward your house. But so is the opposition. Be sober. Be vigilant. Be still. Because what's coming toward you is not just confrontation, it is confirmation. And if you remain aligned, what others call warfare, you will call the womb of a greater miracle. Let them talk. Let them plot. Let them attempt. Their words cannot override God's will. Their timing cannot interrupt God's delivery. And when the dust settles, the ones who watched you fall will have no choice but to watch you rise. Type I will not be moved in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7272 is guarding your next 72 hours. The safest response is not noise. It is silence before the Spirit. Now that the angel has been dispatched and heaven's movement is underway, you must take heed to the next command, and it is not to speak, but to be still. This is a sacred silence, a divine quiet that shelters what is being birthed in your life. For many, this is where the visitation is either protected or compromised, because what God is sending to your house is not for public display, not yet. It is for spiritual incubation, for sealed obedience, for holy protection. The miracle is real. The angel is coming. The promise is unfolding. But now you must enter the posture of concealment. Heaven is still moving, but your voice must withdraw. Say nothing. Coast nothing. Prove nothing. There are things you will feel the urge to announce, but you must resist. The moment something is born in the spirit, the enemy begins to look for it in the natural, and your silence becomes your strongest shield. The Lord says, do not speak of this visitation to anyone. Not yet. This is a holy moment between you and me. I am delivering a secret thing. I am planting a hidden seed. I am depositing something that has not yet taken shape in the eyes of man, and if you open your mouth too soon, it will be exposed to winds that were never meant to touch it. The womb of miracles is protected by silence. The oil flows strongest when the jar is sealed. Some of you have been in a rush to share, to prove, to finally be seen, but not all visibility is victory. Premature exposure can kill what was meant to grow. God is not hiding your miracle. He is shielding it until the appointed hour of unveiling. This is not denial. This is divine preservation. You are not being hidden because you are forgotten. You are being covered because you are chosen. Now is the time to retreat into the secret place. Let the world be loud, you remain still. Let opinions swirl, you remain anchored. Heaven does not need your defense. The angel does not require your explanation. And the miracle arriving at 12:12 a.m. will speak for itself when the hour is right. Until then, hold the line in silence. This is the instruction. Watch. Wait. Pray. Open only when the Spirit leads. Do not knock on any doors. Do not beg for any confirmations. Your spirit already knows what is true, and what is coming to your house is too sacred to be shared with unclean ears or doubting hearts. This miracle is not a performance. It is a visitation. And only those who keep watch in the silence will receive it in full. Your house is sealed. Your name is written. Your walls are surrounded. The enemy will try to provoke a response. Ignore it. People will test your silence, outlast them. The angel will not come to the loudest voice. He will come to the most surrendered heart. And when the hour strikes, the ones who mocked your stillness will witness your sudden elevation. The heavens are moving. The angels are shifting. And the safest place you can be right now is under the shadow of the Almighty, mouth closed, spirit open, heart ready. Do not explain your silence. Do not justify your waiting. This isn't about them. This is about God, you, and the miracle heading toward your door. Type "I will be still" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 is now resting over your silence. You are not who you were before the midnight. Let this be declared in the courts of heaven and echoed across the earth. Your identity is shifting. This visitation was never just about protection. It was never just about survival. It was never just about a miracle quietly arriving in the night. It was about your becoming. The angel was sent not only to deliver, but to awaken, to anoint, and to commission. The fire that surrounds your house is not only there to keep harm out, it is there to ignite what's within you. You are stepping into something unfamiliar, and rightly so, because the person you were even yesterday no longer fits the glory that is beginning to rest on you. The old insecurities, the old fears, the old cycles, they have expired in the presence of this midnight miracle. What the enemy thought would break you only built the altar that now carries God's flame. What tried to silence you only intensified the sound of your anointing. Hear me. You are becoming fire. You are becoming light. You are becoming strength. This shift is not cosmetic. It is foundational. Your entire spiritual structure is being fortified. Heaven didn't just come to visit. Heaven came to reinforce, to establish, and to elevate. You are no longer crawling in the spirit. You are rising in rank. You are no longer waiting for validation. You are walking in kingdom identity. The angel did not pass you by. He marked you. He stood at your door. He released over you an impartation that cannot be bought, taught, or faked. And now the oil is running. You feel it, don't you? The shift in the atmosphere, the clarity in your thoughts, the boldness returning to your prayers. This is not emotional hype. This is heaven's confirmation that you have crossed a line, a spiritual threshold, and you will not go back. The enemy misjudged your endurance. He thought you would break before the birthing. He thought you would cave in under the pressure. He thought the delays would make you disconnect. But you kept going. And that persistence in secret has now unlocked the authority in public. You are not a victim of the warfare. You are the vessel God chose to carry power through the warfare. Your midnight is becoming your morning. The darkness that tried to suffocate your hope is now bowing to the light breaking forth inside you. And this is only the beginning. Because with this shift comes visibility. With this shift comes responsibility. With this shift comes the power to break generational patterns, destroy yokes, and speak deliverance where there was once only despair. You are no longer waiting for someone to recognize you. Heaven already has. And when heaven recognizes a person, earth must respond. Your name hath been written in the wind. Your future has been carved in divine fire. Your hands have been trained for war and your voice has been soaked in oil. You are not just receiving a miracle. You are becoming one. Stand tall, breathe deep, and declare it in the atmosphere of your house. I am not who I was. Because as the clock strikes 12:12 a.m., everything that tried to bury you must now bow to the resurrection power you carry. What once intimidated you now trembles at your presence. What once delayed you now opens before your steps. Because the shift is not coming, the shift is you. Type I have shifted in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8888 is now burning within your spirit. The angel comes not just to warn, but to deliver. Now the veil is lifting, and the truth begins to shine with clarity. This entire midnight movement, this divine countdown to 12:12 a.m. has always been about your unlocking. It was not simply a warning. It was never just a moment to fearfully wait and hope. No, this is the hour of release. This is the hour where heaven honors the faith you showed when you had no proof, no sign, and no applause. The angel does not come empty-handed. He comes with answers, with reward, and with recorded remembrance. Because heaven never forgets. Every tear that fell in silence, recorded. Every silent yes when you were breaking on the inside, documented. Every time you chose obedience over comfort, worship over worry, purity over compromise, it was not wasted. Heaven saw it. Heaven kept it. And now, at 12:12 a.m. the record is being retrieved, the promise is being released, and the reward is being delivered to your address. A miracle arriving at your door is not random. It carries the weight of fulfillment, the power of divine justice, and the sweetness of long-awaited answers. This is the moment when prayers whispered in the valley are answered on the mountaintop. This is the moment where heaven says, I have seen, I heard, I have come. It is not just the arrival of a miracle. It is the announcement that God remembers you by name. And your name is being spoken in heaven tonight. Yes, right now. Your name is echoing in the halls of glory. Not as a name on a list, but as a name on a mission. The angels are not just flying past your city. They are stopping at your house. Your ceiling has become heaven's floor. Your home has become a landing place for supernatural activity. This is not fiction. This is prophetic truth, and it's already unfolding. You may not feel qualified. You may still feel the residue of old battles, of wounds that haven't fully healed, of questions unanswered. But heaven does not wait for you to be perfect to call you blessed. Heaven responds to the posture of your heart. And right now, because your heart stayed open when it could have closed, because your hands remained lifted when they could have grown weary, the angel is delivering what was locked up for years. Favor is being released. Healing is being unwrapped. Restoration is being planted. Promotion is being spoken over your name. The Spirit of the Lord says, this is the hour where I restore what time is stolen. This is the hour where what was delayed is now delivered. This is not just a breakthrough for your personal life. It is a generational unlocking. What was held up for your family line is now being released through your obedience. The cycle is breaking. The curse is reversing. The limitations are lifting. Because you opened the door, heaven is now opening the heavens over your name. Do not miss it. The knock will be soft. The moment will be still. But if your spirit is ready, if your heart is quiet, you will receive the divine package of favor that has your name etched in eternal ink. Type heaven remembers me in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5555 is now unlocking what was delayed. You've just heard it. Heaven remembers you by name. And now, the word has gone forth not only to inform, but to impart. But someone else needs to hear it. Someone else is at the edge of their midnight and doesn't know the angel is on the way. The Lord impressed this upon my spirit. If this word stirred you, if it awakened something deep, then your obedience is meant to light someone else's dark hour. By partnering with this ministry, through a super thanks, a YouTube membership, or a seed sown via PayPal link in the video description, you're not donating, you are releasing rivers of truth into other homes, other hearts, and other midnights. Let your support become the vessel God uses to carry this word to the one silently crying for answers. As you give, I declare according to Psalm 20, may the Lord remember all your offerings and accept your sacrifices. Your support is sacred, is spiritual, and it's seen. This is your moment to respond. Move now as the Spirit leads, not later, not when convenient. but as part of the same holy urgency that brought this word to your doorstep. Say yes in your spirit before the knock even comes. There is a holy stirring in the air right now, not just around you, but within you. You feel it in your chest, in the silence between your thoughts, in the way your spirit suddenly begins to tremble with expectancy. That's because your destiny is being activated. This midnight moment was never just about receiving a miracle. It was about you coming into agreement with the divine scroll that has always carried your name. And now, in the stillness before 12:12 a.m., the invitation has been laid before you. Will you say yes? Heaven does not force itself through closed doors. It knocks. It waits. And it listens. Not just to what your mouth says, but to what your spirit is shouting. Because the miracle that's coming requires alignment. Not just attention, not just desire, but total alignment. Your posture determines your access, and your declaration becomes your doorway. Speak it now, not with your lips alone, but from the center of your being. My door is open to heaven. Say it until your fear surrenders. Say it until your spirit responds. Say it until the atmosphere in your home bends under the weight of your faith. Because what is arriving at 12:12 a.m. is not something that will wait for permission. It's something that must be welcomed by divine agreement. You don't need to understand every detail. You don't need to see the full picture. What you need is agreement in the spirit, because your yes gives the angel entry. Your surrender gives the miracle a place to rest, and your alignment breaks the spirit of delay that has hovered over your life for far too long. You've been sensing it, haven't you? The urgency, the invisible countdown, the quiet pressure to prepare. That's not anxiety. That's spiritual readiness. That's your spirit rising to meet your moment. And now you must declare war on passivity, because passivity is the thief of prophetic promise. If you sit back and wait casually for the angel to arrive, you risk missing the knock entirely. This is not a time to be spiritually lazy. This is not the moment to be casual. This is the moment to rise. Let your faith take its full stance. Let your posture shout louder than your problems. Let your yes be so firm that even hell hears it and flees. Because destiny does not just happen. It is activated. It is spoken. It is claimed. And in this hour, God is not just watching to see who desires it. He is watching to see who declares it. Say yes before you see it. Worship before you touch it. Rejoice before it reaches you. Because this miracle is not a surprise delivery. It is a response to years of faithfulness. And your job now is to open the gates with your agreement. Speak it aloud. Write it down. Whisper it into the atmosphere. And let the powers of darkness know that your spirit is not asleep. The danger is not in missing the promise. The danger is in missing the moment. Do not wait to be moved emotionally. Respond spiritually. Let heaven hear it now. My yes is ready. My door is open. My faith is active. Because when 12:12 arrives, those who are passive will blink and miss the moment. But those who are postured will receive the fullness of the delivery. Your miracle is not on hold. It's in motion. And your destiny, your calling, your assignment, your breakthrough is waiting on your yes to touch the earth like a match to oil. Type my yes is ready in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is now unlocking your next assignment. Heaven is trading what was stolen. At 12:12 a.m. divine exchanges begin. While your body rests and the world slumbers, there is movement taking place beyond the veil. You cannot see it with natural eyes, but your spirit knows something is happening. This is the mystery of midnight. While others are unaware, heaven is busy. The angels are not waiting. They are working. Assignments are shifting. Scrolls are being opened. Chains are breaking in rooms you've never entered. Documents are being stamped in spiritual courts. And most of all, a divine exchange is being made on your behalf. Yes, with silent exchange. What was lost is being returned. What was stolen is being restored. And what was delayed is being expedited. The cries you thought heaven forgot were never ignored. They were stored for this exact hour. There had been a heavenly delay, not because you weren't worthy, but because the delivery had to bypass demonic interference. The enemy tried to intercept it, but heaven routed it. And now, at 12:12 a.m. the transaction is complete. Your name has cleared. The debt is forgiven. And the oil is flowing. You don't need to announce anything. You don't need to fight for it. Because while you sleep tonight, heaven is writing your deliverance decree. Angels are moving in silence. What looked dormant in the natural is erupting in the supernatural. There are assignments being canceled on your behalf. People who planned against you are being spiritually silenced. Enemies are being redirected. Doors are being unlocked. Chains are being exchanged for crowns. This is not just about the return of what you lost. It's about the interest attached to it. The Lord says, I will restore unto you the years that the locust has eaten. Not moments. Years. That means your waiting wasn't empty. It was accumulating weight. The longer it delayed, the heavier the return. You're not just receiving back what was taken. You're being repaid with divine interest. And the beauty of this moment is its secrecy. It is hidden from those who scoffed. It is concealed from those who doubted. The same ones who questioned your calling will have no access to your rising. Because the exchange is happening in the quiet, in the dark, in the realm of glory where no bitterness can contaminate it. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to defend what's being given. It's coming, not because of your loudness, but because of your surrender. What you felt lately, the uneasiness, the spiritual restlessness, the sudden agitation in your surroundings, that was not emotional. That was prophetic movement. Your spirit has been sensing the stirring. That's why sleep has been difficult. That's why your thoughts have been intense. It's because your spirit picked up the sound of heaven's footsteps. The transaction was already underway. And what is being exchanged is not small. This is a prophetic reversal. This is a moment when ashes are being traded for beauty. When sorrow is being traded for joy. When oppression is being replaced with divine clarity. The Father has seen the weight on your shoulders, and tonight, He lifts it. In its place, He places mantles, authority, strategy, favor, fire. This is the midnight of movement. A stillness on earth, but a storm of glory in heaven. And your name is in the center of it. Nothing will be the same after this hour. You may wake up tomorrow and see nothing physically changed, but know this, in the spirit, everything has shifted. What you thought was delayed has just been delivered, and there is no returning to the former version of you. You are not just walking into a new season. You've already been traded into a new dimension. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is now releasing divine restoration to your name. The same enemy who plotted your fall is about to witness your rise. Make no mistake, justice is not delayed. Though it seemed like the wicked went unpunished, though it felt like the mockers kept winning, though it appeared that your name was dragged while their names were elevated, heaven has been keeping score. And tonight, as the clock strikes 12:12 a.m., a divine reversal begins. Not because of vengeance rooted in bitterness, but because righteousness demands response. There are divine scales in the spirit realm, and they are not balanced by human hands. They are weighed by truth, by obedience, by sacrifice. And child of God, your scales are tipping. All that was unfair, all that was stolen, all that was twisted against you, heaven is correcting it now. The angel who visits your house is not only bringing favor, he's bringing justice. You were slandered, laid on, overlooked, underestimated. But what man tried to bury, God preserved. You thought they got away with it, but nothing escapes the eye of the righteous judge. You thought your suffering was unseen, but it was witnessed by glory. Every moment they mocked you, heaven recorded it. Every time they celebrated your delay, heaven responded with more oil. You may not have seen the retaliation, because God was preparing a reversal, not a reaction. Now it comes, not as a thunderclap of revenge, but as a silent shift so powerful it will leave your enemies speechless. The same mouths that discredited you will be forced to admit that you were favored all along. The same hands that tried to withhold will have to release. The same voices that rose up against you will fall silent, not because you silenced them, but because God overturned their words. This is not about ego. This is not about proving yourself. This is about divine vindication. This is about the truth that always wins, even when lies get loud. What they tried to keep from you, heaven is giving back, multiplied. What they thought they blocked, God preserved for a better time, this time. And you will not just recover, you will reign. Let this be your prophetic decree. What left my house is coming back multiplied. Every opportunity, every relationship, every connection, every door, every scene, every gift, every voice, every promise. If it was stolen, it is being returned. If it was broken, it is being restored. If it was delayed, it is being released with acceleration. Because God is not just restoring, He is restoring with interest, elevation, and evidence. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to expose anyone. You don't have to prove anything. The reversal will do it for you. Your obedience in silence was enough. Your restraint was the proof of your maturity. And now heaven responds, not just to what was done to you, but to how you responded to it. Your name is being cleared. Your story is being redeemed. Your legacy is being rewritten. The curses they spoke over you are being shattered. The traps they set are being reversed. The very thing they tried to use to shame you will be what God uses to showcase His glory through you. Justice is not coming. It has already started. And what the enemy thought would be your defeat will be the platform for your announcement. The miracle was never just about provision. It was about positioning. And now that you've endured, now that you've passed the test, God is reversing everything in your favor. Type "Divine Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9900 is tipping the scales of heaven for your vindication. You are seen, sealed, and sent. Now the hour draws near. Midnight has come and gone. The world may still be asleep, but your spirit is fully awake, and rightly so. For what was spoken has been set in motion. What was revealed has been released. And what was promised is now being delivered to your house. At exactly 12:12 a.m., the moment that was written in heaven long before you were born was fulfilled. This wasn't just a prophetic word. It was a divine transaction. A turning point. A shift that touched not only your home, but your destiny. Let it be declared now and forever. You did not miss it. You were not passed over. The angel found your door, and heaven honored your posture. While others slept through their moment, you stayed awake in the spirit. While others scoffed, you surrendered. While others doubted, you opened. And because you did, what was delayed has arrived, and what was bound has been loosed. What was withheld has been released. The miracle is no longer in motion. It is now in manifestation. You are covered, not just for this moment, but for the moments to come. No thief, no demon, no hidden spirit of sabotage will steal what has been given to you. The oil cannot be drained. The promise cannot be revoked. The assignment cannot be reversed. What heaven gives, no man can cancel. And the angel who came to deliver the miracle also came to seal your name in this next season of glory. This is not the end. It is the activation of a divine era. From this moment forward, walk differently. Speak with authority. Move with boldness. Because the same God who visited you in silence will now walk with you in power. He didn't just give you a miracle, He gave you momentum. And with every step you take from here, you walk in the residue of what was released at 12:12. Let this echo in the realm of the Spirit. You are seen. You are sealed. You are sent. The blood still speaks for you. The oil still covers you. The blessing now follows you. You didn't just survive the battle, you passed the test. And now, the evidence will be visible for all to see. Not because you need to be celebrated, but because God will use your life to testify that obedience unlocks everything. Let no voice pull you back. Let no past memory steal this moment. You are not the person who entered this message. You are the one who answered the knock. And because of that, you walk in a new authority, a new clarity, and a new favor. A visitation came. The silence protected. A war tried. But heaven won. You are seen. You are sealed. You are sent. Walk like it. Speak like it. Live like it. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 0000 is now surrounding your household with completion and divine protection. You've made it to the end, but heaven is just getting started. This wasn't just a word for you, this was a commissioning, a mantle being placed upon your life. And now, God is calling you to help send this word into the lives of others who desperately need it. If this message lit a fire in your soul, then it's time to carry that flame forward. By sowing into this ministry, through a super thanks, becoming a YouTube member, or giving via PayPal in the description, you become a vessel of deliverance. You're not supporting a platform. You're releasing prophetic words into someone else's midnight. Heaven watches over those who give into fertile ground. And as you sow into this word, I declare, the same angel that visited your house will visit your seed. Your giving will echo through eternity, because it's not charity, it's obedience. Let your generosity become a declaration. I partner with heaven's agenda. Do it now. Do it with intention. Do it as your final act of alignment.